Everybody, welcome to the June 8th regular commission meeting. I think we'll start this evening off with the Pledge of Allegiance, everyone.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first item on this evening's agenda is to consider the consent agenda.
I so move to approve the consent agenda.
We have a motion and a second. Thank you, Commissioners. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Next item this evening is to consider cereal malt beverage licenses for the Jumpstart store at Newell Truck Plaza.
I think we're up to
Oh,
6.
excuse me, sir. I believe we're on number 6. I apologize. On the regular agenda.
That was part of the,
Yeah.
there we go. Item number 6, consider a request from Carriage Factory Art Gallery for the use of picnic tables for their June 26, 2021 event. Denise?
Yes, this is something that they have done in the past, and we have provided picnic tables for them in the past, and they're just requesting to have 4 picnic tables brought over there for their event, which is open to the public.
Very good.
I would make the motion to approve their application.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Next item this evening is to consider an update to the city's agreement with Caring Hands Humane Society. Chris?
And I can cover that. Donna may jump in with some of the numbers on it, but this essentially just updates the current contract agreement between the city and Caring Hands. Obviously, the city provides animal control services, and then we contract out with Caring Hands to provide the housing and service of those animals that come into our custody. It's a year-to-year contract. It calls for $47,000 a year paid from the city to Caring Hands, in addition to a $17.50 per day bite hold. It's pretty consistent. I think Donna is going to.
Actually, we've been budgeting this amount for the last 3 years, but the contract kind of fell through the cracks because the director left right after we talked about doing this. So I don't think anybody at Caring Hands really knew that they might be approved. So we just got to looking at it and thought they need to be getting the money that we've already budgeted for.
So it just cleans that up.
Cleans that up.
Everything else is pretty consistent. We've had a good relationship with Caring Hands.
Yeah, and we need them.
And budget neutral, because we've already been budgeting for it.
Yep.
And we could not afford to do this in-house.
No.
We could not. So we're very appreciative of their partnership and their investment in the community.
Awesome.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve the contract with Caring Hands Humane Society.
I second.
Thank you, gentlemen. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Next item this evening is to consider an amendment to the real estate option contract held by Mennonite Housing Rehabilitation Services, Inc. Chris?
I can cover that too. Mennonite Housing, as you stated, has a real estate option contract to purchase certain real estate owned by the city. The meeting on April 27th, they came to you with 2 requests. One was to extend that option contract, and then 2 was a waiver of fees for certain permits. The City Commission decided to extend that credit, but elected to not extend the agreement with the understanding that they could come back to us if they needed to. So the amendment that's in your packet is consistent with that motion from the bench. It does not extend the option agreement. It does provide for those credits in the amount of $25,000. We did put an expiration date on the credits that extends past the current term of the agreement, but it doesn't extend the agreement otherwise. I'd stand for any questions on that. It's a fairly short 1-page amendment and presented consistent with your direction.
Thank you, Chris.
I move that we approve this amendment.
Thank you, Commissioner.
I will second that.
Thank you, Commissioner. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. The next item this evening is Midwest Aircraft Services, Inc.
And Brian had a
Brian.
conflict tonight,
Okay.
but I can just talk about at least the contracts. There's two lease agreements. Both are for 5-year terms. Sorry, it's with Midwest Aircraft Services, who has Hangar B and Hangar E at the airport. The 2 lease agreements are essentially identical. Again, they both have an initial 5-year term with increased lease rates throughout from not only what they're paying now, but for the first 5 and any extensions. It's consistent with Brian's approach at the airport to get these lease rates up to market rate and have increased rates built in. So that's what this accomplishes. I believe it was approved by the county today, Kelly's
believe so.
saying, yeah, so.
Man, there's been a lot of hard work on getting those leases updated. and everything.
He does a great job out there.
So,
I would move we approve the lease renewal.
thank you, Commissioner. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Sorry, Mayor, I didn't mean to cut you off. Just, we'll get a second motion as well for the other hanger.
So we need one for each hanger?
Please,
Could we
yes.
consider that first one for hanger B, please?
Yep.
And then, so we would need another motion for hanger E, please.
I
Make-
move that we accept for hanger E.
We have a motion
Second.
and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item this evening is Summer Crossing Phase 3 improvements. Suzanne.
Okay, Commissioners, we've got several letters attached to this one because there's several different pieces of this. The developer, Ron Harder, has brought petitions to us for extension of water, sewer, and streets that would include drainage. On the screen, you'll see the benefit district for the water. This is the water district. And we've got other maps, I think. There's the sewer. And I want to point it out, go back to the water district. The benefit districts are the districts, meaning the lots within the petition that would receive the improvement. So these are the lots that will tie on to whatever the improvement is that we're doing. And for water, you'll notice that it's just kind of the lots right around that long cul-de-sac. Then when you go to the sewer, it kind of branches out in other areas. That's because the sanitary sewer is running, typically it's running along in the backyard, so it's servicing maybe properties on the other side. And then if you go to the next one, this one is the actual lots that will be, once all these improvements are done, that is the lots that will be able to be opened up for new construction in Summer Crossing. And Summer Crossing is the addition that's just on the north side of Spring Lake. It is immediately to the west of Old Main, and it is between US 50 and 24th Street. Ron Harder is the developer, and the petitions, this is the first petition project we've had in several years, and the petitions basically say, we, these property owners in this benefit district, and the property owners is only Ron Harder and his company. Actually, I believe that it's his wife is the owner of Harder Inc., or Harder Properties. And they sign and say, we are willing to pay for the extension of all of these improvements, and then the special assessments get attached to each of these properties that are within the benefit district, and then whoever owns those lots is who's paying for the improvements. We've included in the packet feasibility, the feasibility report, I think it's called, for each of the improvements, whether it's water, sewer, or street, and you have the petitions and feasibility report, and it tells on the feasibility report, for instance, on the water, it talks about the cost of the project and how many dollars per foot, and it tells you what percent of the cost of the project is being paid by the improvement district and what percent of the project is being paid by the city at large. Of these three improvement projects, the only one that the city will pay a portion of is the street, because it has been our policy that we would pay for intersections. And so on the street, we pay 5.3%. We, the city at large, for the intersection. Along with each of these petitions that you will receive, there is a resolution that is allowing you to be able to fund the improvements. Then there is an ordinance that establishes the water district. There is one that establishes the sewer district. And then at the very, very end, there is an agreement with MKEC for engineering services to prepare the plans and specifications for all three of these projects. And we need you to approve every one of these letters. You have to take an action on every letter, A through I. And then once the plans are ready, we bring those back to you at a future meeting, and we'll put the projects out to bid. And then once we go through the competitive bidding process, then we will bring the bids to you and ask you to award the bids to the low bidder for each of those improvement projects. Any questions?
It was a lot.
It's a lot, but you guys did great putting it
yeah.
together and explaining it to us. So
A
thank you.
reminder for the benefit of the public, although the city bonds these projects and spreads them as specials, this does not count towards the city's bonding authority. We're simply the pass-through. The developer and/or whoever the property owners are who buy lots in the future are responsible for paying those specials. And typically, they're spread not to exceed 20 years by state statute.
Oh, the one other thing I would comment, and I believe Denise put it in your packet, we had a change to the paving petition last week when these were brought in. Staff caught an error on the paving petition, and it was higher than was needed. And so the property owner signed a new petition that just got put into your packet, I believe, today.
Right.
So everything should be good that's on here, and we need you then to move forward if
I'm-
you want to.
So
I move that we receive a petition for water improvements to serve Summer Crossing Phase 3. Item A.
we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the petition for water improvements passes.
I'll make a motion that we consider a resolution finding advisable and authorizing the water line improvements.
I will second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion to consider authorizing the water line improvements passes.
Ordinance number.
For Summer Crossing, the Water District will be 5042-21.
I move we approve ordinance 5042-21, establishing Water District 19-L. I second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
I move that we receive the petition for sewer improvements to serve Summer Crossing Phase 3.
We have a motion
I'll second.
and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries.
I move we consider the resolution, or what is the resolution number for the next one?
The resolution number would be I-1191.
I move that we approve resolution number I-1191.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries.
So item B was I-1190.
Correct.
Yes, sir, that's what we're confirming, so thank you.
It's an ordinance number for F.
Would be 5043-21.
I'll make a motion that we approve ordinance number 5043-21 to establish a sewer district 31-K.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries.
I will move that we receive a petition for paving and drainage improvements to serve Summer Crossing Phase 3.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries.
I move we approve resolution I-1192, finding advisable and authorizing the paving and drainage improvements.
Can we have the change of $478,500 on that instead of the $495 that it stipulates?
With the change.
Very good. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. We're almost there, folks. Hang in.
I will move that we consider an engineering agreement with MKEC for improvements for Summer Crossing Phase 3.
Thank you, Commissioner. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Caught up with these?
All righty. Next item on this evening's agenda is to consider rejecting all bids for the demolition of property at 611 East 8th and to set the date for rebid to June 15th, 2021.
Yes, Commissioners, if you recall at the last commission meeting, we talked about this, and we wanted some time to determine what we needed to do because the low bid did not have all the paperwork in their bid, and we wanted to keep this very clean, so we're recommending to reject bids that we received. The bid tab is in the packet. We would reject these bids, and then we have put the project out to bid again, and we will receive bids on June 15th.
Okay.
Any discussion? May we have a motion?
I move that we reject all bids for the demolition of property 611 East 8.
Thank you, Commissioner. Do we have a second? Thank you, Commissioner. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Has anybody signed up for the citizens forum? All right, thank you. No one has signed up for the citizens forum this evening. Next item, we need a motion to go into executive session.
If I may quickly, if you would like to, there will be no binding action taken. This is the last item on the agenda. So if you would like to, you're welcome to go around
Okay.
and speak now if you'd like, so that way we can close the meeting and the audience can leave if they need to. So,
Very good.
thank you, sir.
Well, Commissioner Kane?
Well, I just want to say it's finally nice to see some sunshine for a few days, and the rain has gone away for now. And looking forward to summer days, as Commissioner Cry's shirt symbolizes, and we can have some celebrations here in the city of Newton. And that is all.
Thank you. Em?
I say it often, but I mean it sincerely. I appreciate our city staff, not just those of you who are here, but those that work in support of each of the things you do. Appreciate all of that. Appreciate our PD and our fire and EMS. Again, I've said this before, if Newton didn't have any other amenities, I would consider those great amenities. Safety is a big thing. So thank you for your service to the community and the staff. Just every now and then, I want you to know that I appreciate you greatly.
Thank you. We have a fantastic team, and we just get to be the folks who speak to you and present these projects to you, but our frontline workers are the ones who do the actual work and make the community go every day, and we are very grateful for the quality of workforce we have.
Yes, we are. Donna?
Commissioners, we had Planning Commission last night, and I would report that the pre-stressed concrete rezoning and final plat was approved by the Planning Commission. We'll be bringing next steps to you soon. Also, a rezoning for a Volker property that is on East 12th Street was approved by the Planning Commission, and it will be coming to you as well. And would also want to remind you about the Kansas Public Water Supply Loan Fund hearing that we will be having in this room on July 1st for the water tower project.
Thank you. Chris?
No, sir, thank you.
Kelly?
At your seats is the really neat historic Newton coloring book that was developed in partnership with a grant from the State Historic Preservation Office, the SHPO. Rebecca and Melody have done a fantastic job. We were working to get this out ahead of next year's sesquicentennial celebration. It will be heavily utilized. I sent you the electronic link to this. It's online in your weekly update last week, but we thought you might want to see it for real. My 9-year-old has had a blast running their prototypes for them as they developed this. And we had a local artist here in town, Dylan Palmer, who did all of these illustrations by hand.
That's great.
It's amazing.
I was wondering who did that, so
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah. So thank you. We appreciate the
Thank
support.
you. Commissioner Craig?
Tickets will go on sale or already have for Sand Creek. Get out and buy your tickets early. Really have a pretty good festival lined up, so.
Mr. Vice Mayor?
Just ditto to what everybody else said. Great weather, great employees, great festivals coming up, and a great coloring book.
I know, exactly. Well, I tell you what, I had a great opportunity to open the Kansas Airports Association Conference today at the Meridian Center. It was great to see that establishment full of people, a bunch of people from all across the state. It's just really happening. So that was great. We've got a whole lot of great things happening in our community. Sun's shining. People are getting out. We got the garden tour this weekend. There's bricks for barbecue across the way. All of our farmers markets are open for business, so get out and stroll Main Street. With that, we will entertain a motion.
Okay, and how many minutes?
I think if we can come back at maybe 7:30?
Sure, that sounds good.
Okay, so I move that the city commission recess into executive session to discuss a personnel matter. The justification for closing the meeting is to discuss personnel matters involving non-elected personnel. Time and place at which the open meeting shall resume is 7:30 PM right here in commission chambers.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
CYA all.
All right. We are back. And we are adjourned.
Thank you very much.
What a great meeting.
Quick